So the music industry is actually banging with opportunities to make money right now, despite the pandemic. So in this video, I'm going to show you why now is the time to get out of your comfort zone and start making moves. So let's go. Hey, what's good? And welcome to Music Space, where we help working musicians just like you learn how to quickly and easily make a living with your craft. So if you're new here to the channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded. So in every crisis that has happened, there are businesses, companies, industries, and people that come out of that crisis in a better state than they were in before the crisis. And that's because a crisis like the pandemic that we're in usually means a shift in the change of commerce, like the way people make and spend money. So after something like a recession, people's spending habits change, which means the way that businesses and companies make money and get their products into the hands of consumers changes. And the faster that businesses and companies and industries adapt to these changes, the more likely they are to have success. And this pandemic has already started to present clues as to how certain industries, particularly the music industry, needs to adapt if you want to be successful. But it's going to require some work, and it's going to require you to get out of your comfort zone. And I'm going to reveal some of these key opportunities for musicians to make money in future videos really soon. But frankly put, you're going to have to get off your ass. You're going to have to start doing things that you don't normally do and that you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing. You can't be sitting around whining and crying like so many musicians are, talking about how clubs and restaurants aren't hiring anymore because of the pandemic. You can't be chilling on the couch waiting for that call to come in to say, hey, are you available this Saturday night to play at such and such place? That's your comfort zone. That's what you're used to doing. But these opportunities that are coming about are going to require you to work and think differently if you want to get the success you deserve. So I'm going to share with you 5 reasons you need to get out of your comfort zone today. So the first reason is time changes everything. Look, I know you know of at least one musician who was like killer and who was like a beast by the standards of like 20 or 25 years ago. Like in the 90s, they were killer. They were doing all of the fancy chords and runs and stuff by the standards of that time. And now they're sort of just like average, right? And not that there's anything wrong with that, but what has happened is they have failed to adapt to new standards and today's standards. They still play the same ways and, do the same tricks and riffs and runs that they did back in those days because they were successful for them then. So they feel that they should still be successful now, and they just aren't. And that's because time changes everything. So the success that you're comfortable with right now either has changed, is changing, or will be changing in the future. And these changes happen subtly over time, but they happen quickly, especially in today's age. So you need to be on the front end of it if you want to ensure your best chances for success. And before we get to the next reason, if you're getting value out of this video so far, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button right now. That lets me know that you appreciate this content, and it lets me know what type of content to make for you in the future. All right, so the next reason is because all success happens outside the comfort zone. So basically there's 2 types of zones that we operate in, the comfort zone and the personal growth zone. Now there's a third zone called the danger zone, but for the purposes of this video, we're only going to deal with the comfort zone and the personal growth zone. So think of these 2 zones as circles. There's a circle for your comfort zone, and then there's a circle for your personal growth. And again, all success happens in this personal growth zone, which is outside of this comfort zone. So just think about it. There aren't too many things that you've been successful at that you acquired by being comfortable. Getting good on your instrument or your voice wasn't comfortable. It required you to put in massive amounts of work and effort. You either asked someone to help you learn it or show you how to do it. You may have went to school to learn it, to get a music degree or whatever the case may be. You may have even, logged onto YouTube and watched some YouTube videos to get it down. But you put in the work. You weren't sitting on the couch being comfortable, waiting for it to just magically drop into your hands or into your throat. And that's what I mean here by getting outside of that circle of that comfort zone and getting into this personal growth zone so that you start having the success that you want to have. So start doing some things that you may not be comfortable with that helps you out in your career. Like, make some calls, build your website, start building your fan base, do a virtual concert. All of these things that you may not have done before or you may not be comfortable with, you need to start getting into that zone, because these are where the opportunities lie in today's industry if you want to have success. Now, the next reason is one of my favorite reasons for operating outside of this circle of the comfort zone, and that's because you will become more creative. You know, being outside of your comfort zone, outside of this circle and sort of into this personal growth circle sparks curiosity. It sort of sparks this interest in doing things differently. It requires you to figure things out and discover new methods and principles, and figuring things out requires creativity. And the COVID pandemic sort of put a lot of people and businesses and industries outside of this comfort zone and required them to get creative about how they were going to continue making money. Schools have started to try things out to see if they work with educational needs and things like that for kids. Movie theaters are even getting creative to get people back into the theaters. Before the pandemic, an average movie in the US was about $10 a movie, or maybe $12. Now they're doing things like offering 50-cent movies and offering group rates for people. So they're getting creative about getting people into their theaters. And you may be or know someone that's a church musician. Even churches have gotten creative about how they're doing their services online and how they're broadcasting and how they're bringing in technology. And they've just gotten creative about doing things differently. And the only difference between these companies and industries as to why that has happened is because they really didn't have any other choice. What I'm advocating here is for you to make that choice for yourself. Get outside of this circle and get into this one. Get into that personal growth zone, and you will become more creative. Now, the next reason to get out of your comfort zone is because the reward is greater. So let's say as an artist or a band, you have a goal to make $50,000 1 year from today. Now, let's say you achieve that goal 1 year from today, but you didn't do anything differently than you normally do. You just simply got a call one day and it was a major gig and they offered you $50,000 and you got paid and you reached that goal. That would be absolutely great, right? Now, let's say that $50,000 goal that you reached, you hustled to get it. You made calls, you passed out flyers, you rehearsed and practiced incessantly. You kept going when it seemed like it wouldn't even happen or you wouldn't even get close to reaching that goal. And you just overall put in a lot of time and energy and effort. Now, out of these two options, which of them do you just know will be the most rewarding? It's the hustle option, right? You intuitively knew that the hustle option would be the answer. And that's because we have this sense of greater reward in us when we work for something, when we put in time and energy. The success that we gain from that is a whole lot greater than just sitting around on the couch and somebody drops something to us and gives us something. We hold things of greater value that we work for. So again, the reward from this, from operating in that personal growth circle, is more rewarding. Now, the next reason you need to operate outside of your comfort zone is because you will have a profound impact on others. So the reality is that most of us, just as people, are kind of lazy. We kind of prefer things to be easy. This is our default position. But we intuitively know that we don't gain much by being lazy and by things being easy. So when we see people step up and step out and not let fear hold them back, we get inspired by them. When we see people do things in the music industry, just like making moves and doing virtual concerts and getting on camera and talking about their passions and stuff like that, and not worrying about being perfect, we intuitively are inspired by those people. And the reason is because we know that deep down we want to do those things too, but we're letting things like fear and perfectionism and things like that hold us back. There's something that's really encouraging and again inspiring about seeing people operate in that zone, in that personal growth zone, and just saying, the heck with everything. I'm not going to let this stuff hold me back. I'm not going to sit here and be comfortable. I'm going to get up and make moves. And when we see people do that, it's moving to us. So simply put, if you want to have an impact on people, if you want to influence people, or if you want to lead people and have them inspired by you, you need to step out and you need to get out of that comfort zone and you need to operate in this personal growth zone. You have to be the person that's willing to go first. You have to be the one to jump in the water first and start swimming and having fun and let other people see that, oh, the water is okay. Oh, it is safe to jump in. Oh, I can do this too. That is what having influence and impact and inspiring other people is about. So these reasons are really about us musicians stepping up and stepping out and stepping into our place in the world, because nobody's going to give it to us. If we want to be seen as valuable, if we want to gain success, if we want to have impact on others, we have to operate outside of this circle of this comfort zone. We got to be the first people to jump in and say, I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to get dirty so that I can show everybody else that it's okay. I'm willing to do the things like the virtual concerts, make websites, make phone calls, all of those things first, so that other people can jump in and other musicians can follow us as well. The younger musicians that's coming up, the younger generations of musicians that's coming behind us, they need to know that it's okay to do certain things. And that creates this snowball, this momentum of musicians being successful. So question for you, what is one thing you know you need to do that's outside of your comfort zone? Jump down in the comment section and let me know. I'd definitely love to hear about it. And listen, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.